Cut! We don't say that name.
Let's try that again.
Shark and I met. I grew up a Tennessee fan. My father went to school there. My mother went to an extension of the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Continued as a child going to football games and ended up with my parents spending a significant amount of money on my education there. And I continue to spend a significant amount of money on a losing product going to football games every year. So, but the love is priceless, and that's where I spend a lot of my time. That's something that took quite a bit of time to refine. Like any language, you need to place yourself into an environment where you may become acquainted with that. So that's where my accent skills were hardened, was at school, sure. Hell, the Big Orange is going to play football today. It looks like we got Alabama on deck. It looks like we got a great quarterback that's going to score a lot of points on their defense. They ain't got nothing on defense. With a man, we're going to score 6 touchdowns in the first half. They ain't got nothing. Saban's a worthless coach. I believe we're going to win a national championship this year. It feels like 98, baby. Go Vols, Tennessee. Woo! For anybody who does not know, I pretty much am blind and deaf. So if you see me squinting and completely ignoring you in the gym, it's because I can't see or hear you. So one day I got to work and I realized that it was very, very cold. It was in the winter time. I noticed my car was sort of iced over as I was driving to work, and the whole time just ice was just cracking off of my car, and couldn't quite figure that out. So I got to work, and golly, there was just a tarp stuck underneath my car, and it was our firewood tarp that covers our firewood. So called Shark and said, hey, our tarp is underneath my car. I'm really sorry about that. And it was a little bit torn up, but it was fine. And but the funny thing was that Shark, when I called him, was in a state of panic, and that was because I believe he was reading about demonic activity in Gary, Indiana at some point. So when he came out and saw the firewood rack strewn about the front yard, missing the tarp, I think he thought we had a poltergeist, but it was really just me being blind and deaf, and
literally dragged the firewood rack by his fender out to the front yard with his car.
Didn't notice it. And then drove all the way down 264, so probably collectively 10 miles, with a tarp strapped to the bottom of my car. And I kept hearing this crackling, thinking it was ice. It was really just about a 12-foot tarp flying around on the bottom of my car. So.
I will admit, I was scared to death. I was scared to death. I had no idea what was going on.
I do have a driver's license for the state of Kentucky. Yes. Where do I like to go eat?
We'll come back to it.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Put a pin in that.
I gotta get into character though. Give me a second.
Price